Good evening, it's Abstract Line, and I'm here today doing another ASMR video because I enjoy ASMR. Personally myself, I've been watching it since I was 12 years old, so I figured I'd just do another. And if you're not a fan of ASMR, I post other content on this channel, like game development, or sometimes I'll do films for songs that I enjoy, so you can check those out. And I also have another channel, Abstract Line, which is my main channel. So today I'm going to go through a portion of my camera collection. We're not going to go through all of it, because if we do, you will be watching this video for like 2.5 hours, and I don't want to sit here for 2.5 hours going through my cameras. But we'll check out some of my lenses too, and this is just a small half of my collection. So first off, we have a Super 8 Bell & Howell from, I believe, the mid-70s. Now, it doesn't work. It used to work. I have to fix this one. But I like the manual focus. That's essential, having a manual focus. And I got this back in 2019. Is there film in here? Let's check. Sometimes I leave my film in there. Nope. Put that one back. And I also have the original case. I used to wear this around my shoulder because it has a satchel strap, but it's no good anymore. It's old leather. So put that aside. So next up, we have the iconic Argus C3. This one is, I believe, one of the really old variants of it. There's a few variants. This camera was in production for a very long time. It was made in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And I do have some film in here right now, so I'm not going to open it up. But it uses 35mm. And we have this really cool Centaur lens. It's a rangefinder, kind of like Leica. See? You have your focus port, and then you have your imaging port. And then two holes on the side for a flash. And there's also a cold shoe on here too. This camera is another Bell & Howell. This one's from the mid-50s. It looks mid-50s. And it is not Super 8. It's regular 8mm film. And it's not electronic. It's fully mechanical, so. You wind it like that. And when you're ready to shoot, pull down this lever right here. It also has these really ambiguous, lighting selection parameters here. It doesn't tell you ISO. Actually, that might be aperture, because it says 2.5, 4, 5.6, and 8. It's a fixed focus lens, so you can't adjust the focus, but pretty cool. Maybe I will use this for something in the future. Now, I would put this among one of my very favorites. And this was probably like my main camera for a few years for entry-level photography when I was just getting into it. It's a Sony Mavica, and it uses floppy disk, which is the coolest medium that you could use for any camera. And they also have a CD version of this as well, which I don't own, but perhaps one day. Batteries sit on here, but you swap out your disc. This could be like, you could have like one video on here, and you could have like 10 photos on this one. So essentially what you'd be doing is, you know, if you wanted to carry this around, you'd have to have a bag full of blank floppies. Put these here. Reload this one. Very cool. Now this one isn't too special. Nothing too special about it, but it's special to me. And it's a Canon EOS Rebel X in 35mm, and it uses you know, an electronic lens system. So you can have automatic, and then you can have your manual focus. I have some Cinestill 800D in here right now, so hopefully these pictures come out great. And I'm not sure if you can see the display, but it says I have, you know, basically a full roll left on here. I haven't shot anything in a while with this, but it's a good camera. It's simple, and it's not too bulky, and it looks somewhat modern. Nice. All right. So this camera, I've never been able to get working entirely. It's a Ricoh F2. It's a Japanese camera. It's really cool looking. You got this pop-out flash, and I'm not sure if this is intended for it, but I actually found out that you can mount like these M42 style effects on here like this, and I mean it's pretty seamless. It just it looks bizarre. It kind of looks like a giant suppressor or something. It's just really clunky, but I kind of like it. You do that properly, because that wasn't a snug fit like it was before. Alright, here's another digital that's fairly old. It's a Canon PowerShot. So it's like a CCD camera from the early 2000s. This was actually my mother's, and she gave it to me. And it uses, this is hilarious, 1 GB SD cards. And I think if you put anything larger than 8 gigs in here, it's just not gonna work with it. But I taken countless videos on here. Looks great in the summer, and it's not terrible. Cool. So, next up, we have the brother of a very iconic camera, and I'm sure most people will be familiar with this one, especially if you are into analog photography. It's a Canon AV1, which is the brother to the Canon AE1 and Canon AE1 program. So this one is another 35mm, and I forgot the type of like mechanism that it uses, but it's not full manual. It's I believe shutter priority. That's what it is. Beautiful sounds. Beautiful. I don't want to break that. Let me put that back. I actually have a few filters on here. So this one is a star filter, which diffracts the picture a little bit. It splits everything up into like these cool stars. Alright, last up, we have one of my very favorite cameras. This is actually my current everyday carry whenever I go on a photography walk. It's the Zenit XD12 or SD12. Now this one's in full Cyrillic, and there's a Latin version of this as well. And at the bottom it says "Made in the USSR," which I thought was kind of funny. I never had anything that said that at the bottom. Uses the iconic M42 mount, and we have a Helios 44M on here, which is a great lens. You know, you get that funky bokeh in the background, especially with like busier backgrounds. You know, it's just a great effect. And I've even used this on my Sony Alpha 6000 before for many video shoots. And then back here, Cinestill 800D, which I recommend to all analog photographers. If you haven't heard this stock, definitely get it. You know I'm not sponsored. Alright, that's about it. If you enjoyed, maybe I'll go through the other half of my camera collection, but I just wanted to keep it simple and you know, have a little relaxing chat, and hopefully you found this relaxing, and have a good night. Peace.